What is up, my brothers and sisters? It's your boy Juice. So I've been saying what I've been saying for years. Story hasn't changed. I maintain that story because it was the truth. You know, a lot of people these days, they're like, God told me this. He told me to tell you, right? I'm protected by God because I'm a Christian, right? Or, you know, all these people think that God's got their back. But then they'll start talking about some conspiracy theory bullshit that's untrue or that's not really what's happening. And right off the bat, it tells me, like, God didn't fucking tell you shit. You just think, or you're pretending, or you're crazy, or you're using God for money for people to come to your channel, right? Like, by convincing these Christians, right, that you agree with the same bullshit that they believe in. And I'm like, if God really told you to tell these things, and God really was speaking to you, I think God would have told you that that's not what that is. That's not what's really happening. Yeah, so I don't think it was God that told you these things, especially because God would not tell you to believe in these conspiracy theory bullshit, right? Like, it's just a fact. This should be common sense. But yet people are still demanding and saying these things, right? God, I'm protected. They're spraying the skies to poison us, right? I think these same people that say these things are the same people that really went and got the jab. And they're trying to, like, justify and legitimize that they didn't get me willingly, right? Like, I didn't go willingly, right, to go get of the mark of the beast or whatever, right? They're trying to, like, justify and legitimize to themselves and, like, tell everyone else that I didn't go willingly and get that thing, right? No, it got into me because I was breathing it in or some shit, right? You know, people like come up with some funny bullshit, you know? And, you know, did you hear about the recent scientist that supposedly died mysteriously? Yeah, in his Tesla. And his body was burning. So he was burned alive in his Tesla. You know, they can't put those things out with regular water, right? You know, they burn hot as fuck, too, because it's lit. It's a chemical fire. It's not just like a fire burning from wood or, right? It's a chemical fire. Lithium fires. They can't spray water on it because it just makes this shit worse, right? It makes it even hotter and bigger. With that being said, they say the same guy died in his Tesla truck, the scientist, right? But then there's a picture of him, like at the morgue or the coroners, and they have a body wrapped in a sheet because it's burnt so badly, right? First of all, you dumb fucks, by the time they got your ass out of that Tesla, you'd be a pile of ashes. There ain't no body. So that scientist missing or murder bullshit is untrue. It's fake. A psyop. Like I've been saying. Because that don't make sense for you to be burned by a very hot chemical fire for this long. There would be no body. You'd be like a pile of teeth and some ashes. There ain't no body, right? So for them to say that, I'm like, what? That's funny that people believe this, and they're talking about it, right? These scientists that are supposedly missing or murdered, right? And then the latest thing that's happening in New Jersey about the ICE protests, it's just funny because they say that the immigrants that are in that facility are on a hunger strike and it's their 10th day. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, it's common sense that you can only live without food for 7 days. So either these motherfuckers are dead or they're lightly eating what they're being given in these harsh conditions, right? Because for them to be on the 10th day, like you're just like a bag of bones, if that, right? Yeah, you look like you just got off the Castaway Island, right? How are these people still alive? 7 days without food, 3 days without water. These are facts. And if they're on their 10th day, well, these motherfuckers are dead then, right? It would seem that way because this is a fact, right? You can only go like 7 days without eating anything. Yeah, a fact. So for them to be on their 10th day, it's some funny bullshit too, right? Like people just believe crazy bullshit, right? Like they always fall for it, right? Because the alternative media that is now the media is repeating and regurgitating the same bullshit stories. And this is why you believe in like chemtrails or controlling the weather, right? And blah fucking blah, right? And people just keep falling for this bullshit, right? Like it's funny, you know, and I stopped trying to convince people a long time ago because nobody wants to hear the truth anyways. But I ain't been wrong yet. Yeah, there's fucking booms happening in the sky. I've been talking about meteors for years. That's why I keep showing that video where like me talking about meteors like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And lo and behold, here it is. You know, they say to test someone who says that God's got their back or anything like that. They say to test the spirit. Well, where are their fruits? Because they're just saying the same bullshit that all these other fucking people are saying that are full of shit. And they believe in bullshit. So it wasn't God that told you these things because God would not tell you that that's what that is. Right? The planet's getting closer. I can see it in the fucking sky day and night at some point in time of the day or night. And, you know, the earthquake's getting worse. The weather's getting worse. There's fucking booms happening in the sky. They're getting more powerful, more brighter, more stronger, more often. We're in the debris field and it's about to start raining fire and judgment's about to be upon all these people's asses. And guess what? You're going to find out either you believed in the wrong shit and you're going into that place they call hell, right? Because, you know, all you Christians who say you're protected by God and God's got your back, God told me to tell you this, some bullshit that I believe in, right? Like I didn't tell you to say that. You just figured you'd say God told you to say this, right? Because that's what you believe, right? And like you're using that, you know, probably to justify the fact that you willingly went and got the mark, right? But you ain't like that because God's got your back, right? So I didn't willingly go get that jab, right? Nah, I breathed it in because I had to because they're spraying nanoparticles, right? Like, shut the fuck. You're stupid. Or it's poison or they're controlling the weather, right? Yeah. People's conspiracy theories are failing them because it's turning out that these aren't the answers all the time for everything because it never was. And when brand new shit happens that just doesn't look right or it's way different or more intense or brighter, right? It's like, it's always the same shit, right? Oh, they're controlling the weather. Oh, that's got to be a SpaceX rocket, right? Oh, it's another launch, right? You know? Same bullshit. And these people just like repeat these slogans, right? And they're like, they wanted to take control of us. And I'm like, you know, like they already had control of you. Yeah. Like all of you believe in the same bullshit because you heard it on the internet, right? You think you're right, and then you say you're protected by God, when it's the absolute opposite from I've been saying this planet's coming for a long time. You can see it in the damn sky, day and night, at some point. And there's fucking meteors falling from the sky. There has been. Hundreds. I've been saying it for years, but now they're getting bigger. Now they're making booms, and people are starting to notice. But it's really been happening for years. Hundreds of them, day and night. Over your very head. They were just so small, they didn't make booms, or you never saw the flash. And they were leaving these contrails in the sky that you think every fucking contrail is a plane, though, because you saw 1 or 2 planes fucking leaving these trails, right? But what about the other fucking 50 contrails that you did not witness a plane making? Yeah, because meteors make fucking, like, these fucking trails, too. And they stick around for a while.